Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Really excited for today's video. It's Thursday. On Thursdays, I do Thursdays, Thirsty Thoughts, where I try to come up with a topic that's in the beer space, talk about it, maybe do a live stream, maybe not, like this one. And hopefully people have thoughts and they contribute. Again, if it's a live stream, live. If not, in the comment section. So I had... I've had a lot of beers lately that I've liked the labels, let's be fair. But I had one the other day that I thought was cool. And I was like, oh, it might be a cool topic to talk about, like some of my favorite beer labels, logos, can art, whatever you want to call it, right? And then a couple things that I wish they didn't change, but I'll get to in a sec. So, I mean, I think maybe every single Hop Butcher beer I review, I'm like, I love this can art. They have a dedicated artist who does theirs, so it's very much his style. It very much works for the brand. Dan Jetsa is his name. Big fan of that. I don't know if every label is him, but I follow him on Instagram. I'm sorry I'm flaking on his name, but I also really like the Barrier artwork. Second I stop filming, it'll come to me at his name. But again, like it's artistic, but then maybe there's a couple one-offs that aren't his, but like it's stylistically in his style, so like it just kind of works for the brand, you know. So like I'm definitely a big fan of Barriers as well. There's a lot of labels I like, and it's such a cool time because there's so many craft breweries, and they're really taking their products seriously, the liquid, but also the packaging, which I really appreciate. Even some of like the intellectual property theft, parody, depending on how good of a job they do. I can be a sucker for some of that stuff, certainly, especially if it's like got the nostalgia feels, just I kind of wanted to focus on these ones, but like I would love to hear if you're like, man, I love the artwork this brewery's doing, or I love, like you were saying, that like this brewery has a dedicated artist, and I think that's really cool. One of the ones that's local to me, Artisanal, they have an artist who does like one of their series, which I think is pretty cool. It's always the same person who does that. I think they actually have two different artists doing two different series now I think about it. So I think I'm drawn to that, which I think is pretty cool. Now I can be a real hater of change. So besides having some cool artwork lately, one of the things that also I think kind of like was going along in my mind that was like, maybe this could be a cool topic, was I saw that Troegs is redoing their Mad Elf label. And I've been pretty vocal. I love the original Mad Elf logo and label. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I have a glass of it. Like, I love it so much. And I was like, man, they're changing it. And I'm not a fan. It's okay. I think I've been vocal, or as vocal as I get on the channel. I try not to criticize too much. It was a step down for me. The new label is a little bit closer to this. I actually like it. I've only seen a picture. I'm curious to see a picture of all three of them. I'm curious to see what it looks like on the bottle. But it looks like it's a step back in the right direction, which I really appreciate. The only thing I should really care about is the liquid inside. But come on, we are visual creatures. So like the label change, if I'm not a fan of it, I can't help but notice, And then I remember when this happened, I was at a beer dinner at Ommegang, and I happened to be sitting at the table with the guy who made the decision to change up the branding. And I've read, at least one article I remember distinctively was recommending that brands change up things about every 5 years to keep it fresh. So like I get the idea of why breweries don't want to just keep producing the same labels over and over again, let alone styles and things like that. But again, like if I come to know something, I really don't like the change of it. And I was such a big fan of this, and like I think objectively this is a better label. But like the traditionalist in me was like, yeah, but this one's better. And I think this is from 2011. I think until very recently, I was just like, no, I want to go back to this. I want this. And I kind of started appreciating this one. It's only took me a decade to finally be like, you know what, this is actually a better artwork. It's very similar, don't get me wrong, but the layout, I should say, not the artwork, the layout is way better. Although I do like the white popping on the brown bottle. But anyway, decade later, I finally have come around and appreciate this. The whole point being, here are some of my thoughts about artwork on beers, cans, bottles, doesn't matter. What are your thoughts? What's some that you really like? What are some that, like, maybe you have a similar experience where you're like, man, yeah, they changed. I didn't like it as much. Or maybe an up and coming brewery. They're like, dude, you gotta check out the can art, bottle art that they're doing on their stuff. It's awesome. Anything, everything. Comment section below. Seriously, let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.